is we've seen, and you guys both touched on it, just a huge jump in the number of charter schools coming into the community. And especially elementary schools where there's a need for middle schools and high schools. And charter schools that don't necessarily reflect the diversity of the community. So the question is, what can you do to make sure that, number one, our public schools are operating on an even rating field with the charter schools, and number two, to really promote the community's public schools?
First and foremost, I agree with Steve that Greenpoint is blessed to have some of the best public schools in all of New York. Some of the best teachers and the best students too. The charter school issue is a nuanced one. Our public education system is clearly broken. I've seen it firsthand year after year. At their best, charter schools allow us to innovate and experiment with solutions, and if they work, apply them citywide. At their worst, co-located schools that don't pay rent, they drain resources from our public schools, they create a tiered social structure for our children, and everybody loses. It's a nuanced issue. In Greenpoint, I see absolutely no need for charter schools. Downtown Brooklyn, on the other hand, faces an imminent school overcrowding crisis, and it's possible that charter schools could be used to help solve that overcrowding. It's a nuanced issue, and I think grandiose statements on either side of it don't serve much useful purpose.
Thank you for the question, Jeff. I gotta tell you, I actually called this year for a total moratorium on charter schools, based on the fact that, as I said before, the budget for charter schools is out of control. It is jumping at a rate of either $100 or $200 million a year. Right now, it's over $1 billion, and it's an uncontrolled increase actually, because the Bloomberg administration has been citing charter schools year after year. And the hidden cost to that is that when they cite it, the first year it's a single grade, the second year it's 2 grades, the third year it's 3 grades, so on and so forth. And so the costs continue to increase and escalate year after year. There needs to be a moratorium. We don't know, the Department of Education, when I asked them in a hearing, do you know what the cost increase is going to be next year? They had no idea. They had no idea. So in order for us to get our hands around this, and to control costs, because every dollar that's increased in that budget line is coming from another budget line in the Department of Education, and it's always coming from your local public schools. So right now, I think it's time for some leadership on this issue to say, we have enough in the city for now, let's put a moratorium, we'll see how the costs are, if we're able to rein them in, and we can move on from there. But for the time being, there ought to be a moratorium.